Hi, still addressing the issues of changing toxic behavior. I want us to talk about dealing with strife in our relationships. At the very core of all that is important to us in life, our goals, our dreams, our family, our relationship with God, our spouse, our children, whatever it is that is important to us, at the very core is our relationships with everyone in our lives. Relationships are very, very important, and they account for a significant part of all that we can find fulfillment in. When you find fulfillment on your job, it's because you have developed good relationships with everyone on the job. When you find fulfillment in your family, it's because you have found a good relationship, not only with your spouse, with your children, and everyone represented in the family. I heard my mentor said this very many years ago. Relationships are much more important than achievements. And sometimes in our lives, we allow our relationships to occupy a much lower position in our priority list, which sometimes leads to stress. It leads to stress, not only stress, but we allow situations, if we are not very careful, sometimes people to put a wedge between us and the people that are precious to us. How do you maintain a healthy relationship? How do you keep strife away from your relationship? The first point of call is we need to learn how to deal with our relationship and prioritize our relationship on the scale of importance. This is how our relationship quadrant is. Our relationship with God, our relationship with our spouse, our children, our parents, our siblings, our friends, our colleagues at work, and the community. And to maintain that healthy relationship, we must identify the different personalities and temperaments that people have. The fact that you are a boisterous, happy-go-lucky person does not mean the person is lesser than you in any way if he's quiet, reserved, and laid back. Everyone has a different personality. Once you understand people's personality differently, you'll know how to relate with them differently. Another point of call is we should recognize that the fact that we disagree or have a misunderstanding between us is an indication that the differences in our personality will occasionally lead to the differences in opinion and in our views. The fact that you express a view that is right does not mean the other person is wrong. The fact that the other person is right does not mean you're wrong. You have to learn to create a compromise and a balance in the differences in your personality, the way you come across in your speech, in your body language, and in the differences in the way you receive the information disseminated by the other person, or in the way the other person communicates with you. You must understand that people are coming from a different background and they are not like you in any way. When someone, like I said, doesn't agree with your opinion, or you don't see eye to eye with someone over a matter, we bend out of shape. We are most definitely going to bend out of shape. And bending out of shape is that we're going to allow strife to ferment. Now, how do you avoid strife fermenting in your relationship? The first point of call in this aspect is this. I said it earlier. The fact that I'm right does not mean the other person is wrong. You must identify the differences in your personality and in your temperament. Some people are sanguine, some people are choleric. Some people are melancholy, some people are phlegmatic. And we all receive and communicate differently. The other side to it is this. Give people a benefit of doubt. Don't be a fault finder. Don't be overly sensitive to people. Don't be overly sensitive to people's views, people's opinion over an issue. Learn to overlook sometimes. Learn to be patient. Don't start any dispute when you are not ready to resolve it. Don't get easily offended. When you get easily offended, people will walk around you with like an eggshell. They will want to avoid you and they won't want to have anything to do with you. Like I said, nobody is perfect. You must learn to overlook people's offenses. If you are unrealistic in your expectations in people, you are going to allow strife to ferment. That means you should avoid every form of unrealistic expectations in whatever form it is. It will be a source of frustration for you. And you will not be fair to people. You will expect them to do things the way you do them. You will expect them to talk the way you talk. You'll expect them to behave the way you behave. You'll expect them to do things that you have not discussed with them. You need to identify from a discussion what your expectation of a behavior is, especially if it's a workplace environment. You have a subordinate, you need to communicate your expectations. If you don't communicate your expectations, you cannot now throw an outburst against that subordinate for not meeting up with your expectation. The subordinate doesn't know what's on your mind. You need to communicate what's on your mind. You can't afford to be unpredictable around people and be irrational. You need to be sensitive to other people's emotions. You need to be sensitive to their feelings. In that way, you're not going to allow strife to ferment. And lastly, you must allow love to be shed abroad in your heart. You must love people genuinely. You must care for people. You must see people beyond your own needs and beyond your own expectations. Everything in life is not about you. People around you also have concerns. They have needs. Step out of yourself once in a while and reach out to other people in love. That way, you will overcome strife in your relationships. Thank you.